Hi, I'm Lily Riddle with the Daily Upside. I'm here at Future Proof in beautiful Huntington Beach, California, and I'm here with Lindsey Lewis, the managing director of the American College Center for Women in Financial Services. Lindsey, thank you so much for joining me today, and let's get right into it. So, what do you see as the biggest opportunity for advisors right now as they look across the space? What trends are you noticing, and what things maybe are they not taking advantage of?
A lot of the work that we do is really centered around promoting, advancing, and advocating for women in financial services. So I think one major opportunity is the large transition of wealth going to the hands of women. So over $30 trillion will transition to the hands of women over the next 10 years. And you'll just see that giant movement of wealth, as well as there are many financial advisors who plan to retire in the next 10 years. So you have over 100,000 folks who are planning to retire. And at current attrition rates, the industry would have to hire 500,000 to 1 million individuals just to keep the same quantity of folks, even though we're having increasing demand. So it's so important. And what I'm seeing within the industry is like this big hiring crisis that's going to happen, and a lot of firms not taking a proactive approach as they're looking to onboard new folks within their firm and looking at ways to make their firms more female friendly, Gen Z friendly, millennial friendly, any diverse population, different identity group. So it does take a proactive approach in order for firms to start thinking about it. And normally, right, we're in the tactics. We're trying to troubleshoot this problem and figure out this. It's really important to zoom out and be more strategic as you're thinking about onboarding new talent into their firms and the profession at large.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, women in wealth is, a theme we've been seeing here at this conference. So, how can firms really support and increase the number of women advisors within their ranks?
How firms can really support women advisors is really making sure that their compensation models align with what women are looking for, right? Historically, the industry has really been kind of an eat what you kill. You have to go out there, you're going to phone all your friends and family. So perhaps there are different ways to start some women out with a salary compensation and then gradually put them into more of a commission base or a more lucrative compensation model, and understanding that individuals have what I like to call like different income risk capacities and income risk tolerance. So as an individual, my income risk tolerance is how comfortable am I if I miss a paycheck? You right? So like if I feel very uncomfortable or I have a different money narrative or a money story, I might not want to do that versus income risk capacity. If I have like take myself, I am a parent, I have 2 young children, right? And I have a younger brother who lives at home. He has more income risk capacity than I do, right? I have daycare expenses, I have healthcare needs, I am looking for a flexible work schedule. And so, really helping shape different career opportunities and jobs to match both income risk capacity and income risk tolerance, as well as the value of time autonomy. I think that's what's so beautiful about a role in financial services is that you can eventually get to a really time autonomous place. But it does take some time usually, right? You have to do the grind, you have to be the butts and seats, you have to be there early, you have to be out late. So are there ways that you can create time autonomy options for women at different phases of life, right? They might be caregiving for elderly parents, they might be caregiving for kids, they might have other goals or other philanthropic needs that they want to do. So just kind of rethinking what the job structure or hybrid models or work models. But if you are set in stone on you got to be here at 8 a.m., you don't leave till 5, and you have to be there for the partners, right? You might be missing opportunities of high caliber talent that might need a little bit of a different style of work.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is one trend or policy change phenomenon that you are really paying attention to as we head into the fourth quarter of 2025 and into 2026?
There are many policy changes that have impacted the work that we do. Obviously, there's ebbs and flows over the period of time, right? Whether I'm a recovering advisor, right? So I used to work client facing with institutional clients as well as individual clients. And so, presidential elections or things that change would, make investors concerned or nervous or whatever. And it's like, you got to stay the course, right? So there are some policy changes that have definitely impacted quite a bit of different roles or different opportunities for like raising capital, or if you look at like DEI buckets are reducing or going away, and really thinking about how firms can use that headwind as an advantage, right? Like maybe we got to turn the ship a little bit and figure it out, because there are so many opportunities to still amplify diverse populations. You just might have to do it a little bit differently. But also, so I would say like the policy that has like kind of impacted us is kind of how the administration changes have made on like D&I efforts, and how like women actually frequently get bucketed in that category, even though they represent 51% of the population, right? So like, explain to me how they're a subpopulation, right? So really thinking, having firms think outside the box and look at it as an opportunity rather than a headwind. And at the American College of Financial Services, we're really excited about the rising generation. So we're releasing some research around Gen Z's perception of financial services and their excitement into the profession. And so how firms can make themselves more attractive to Gen Z, because coincidentally or not, Gen Z, the top profession that they're looking to enter is actually financial services, like over technology or medicine or different roles. So like they're very interested. However, firms are not like as receptive. And so it's like, how can you match those two things together so that we can have a thriving industry and profession?
Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to follow and subscribe to the Daily Upside on all your platforms for more conversations like this one, and hope you have a great rest of your conference.
Thank you so much for having me.